Yeah,
Alright, so back with part 2. No, part 6, whatever. Here we defend, seems fine. I'm scared to press forward.
it should, obviously should just be a fold, but again, this guy was so aggressive that, oh,
Who knows what we're gonna do here, right?
I call it, I know, I call it.
What?
100%.
I
Why do you
thought
call
that
here?
was a calling station.
Seriously, there's no way you can call here.
No,
I
you
know,
can't
it should
call.
be, it should be a fold, but I know I call it.
I
This
don't
is
even
worse
believe
than the
you
ace
called
four,
it.
man. Come on.
Oh my god, what are you doing, James? What is this? King
This
nine?
is terrible.
Oh, he
I
doesn't,
told-
we don't block
told-
many bluffs.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, he doesn't. He's got a backdoor flush, backdoor straight draw. Couple of backdoor straight draws, right? The only thing you can do is float, and that is it with air, right? You've got to have a plan going forward if you're calling this.
I mean, I
surely.
guess this might mix. I get, it's probably not a terrible call. You gotta overcard at least. I don't know, but like if the king hits, you could just hit it straight. I'm folding.
Let's look.
I
at,
think it,
like,
I
if
think
we're-
it should just be a fold, like, no question in my mind, it should be a fold, but the
If
guy
you
was,
do call, you've got to float the guy, right?
I'm not gonna
You've
lie, I'm
got
pretty
to.
sticky blind versus blind. I'm not, I can't swear to it that I would fold here 100%, but I think it's a fold.
You've got that plan going ahead, James, right? That you're going to float the guy, right? If he checks the turn, right? If
Oh,
you miss,
yeah. Yeah,
I mean, there are cards we can bluff if he checks turn. Like there are some cards we can start bluffing on the turn.
there's a lot,
Vote the guy if
there's
he-
a lot of good cards for me. There's a lot of good cards that come.
yeah, of course, because you've got a couple of straight possibilities, and the
When
king.
you said float the guy, you mean bet the guy. If he checks the turn, you're planning on betting. That's what you meant,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So in order to call here with your king eye, you need an overcard to the nine.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
Okay,
king
that's
That's
10,
what I
we
was
should have.
thinking,
We
actually.
should have king 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Or a nine.
King 10 is, but king
Queen
10 is a
eight,
legitimate
six.
straight draw. King
Yeah.
10 is already a straight draw, not a backdoor straight draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why,
That's why
that's
it's a
why king
gut
10
shot.
is so good.
So to call here, we need an overcard to the nine.
I don't
As
think it's
a
the
king.
overcard to the 9, Louis. I think it's the actual draw.
Well, if we see here, look at king 7. So my board is queen 8-6. This board is queen 9-6. So the closest hand for me to king 8 is king 7, like a direct undercard to the second card, and it's pure folding.
Yeah, and it's a straight 6, 7, 8. So I mean, it's got
Yeah.
backdoor straight draw. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I think I'll, yeah, the straight interaction is better with king 7 as well.
The
and
over.
Pure folding. So
Yeah.
I think it has to do with exactly the overcard to the 9.
I think you're right now.
I think so.
It's just an easy fold, right?
Yeah, it is now.
Jesus, James, get out of there. Interesting. Is
You
this
could
a
probably
three-bet
raise this
spot?
in final table, I think. He opened large. Does he change his open raise sizes, this guy? I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, I think he does, but I have no idea why.
I think he could probably raise this. Final table, because there's short stacks,
think
it's big
fine.
stack versus big stack. Yeah, he raised. That's probably good.
Yeah, very good. Oh, whoa. What do you guys do here?
I would have opened the queen 9 suited, I think.
Facing
It
our
was-
heart.
It's the hand before this, Louis.
Yeah, this one I would, oh, that was, okay, never mind. There's an open ahead of us. I'm folding king 7 too.
Are you? Button cutoff,
Yeah.
hijack, low jack, we are somewhere
Oh,
I
Okay.
think it's
around-
right on the bottom. It's
I'm
the very
opening.
bottom.
I think it's a chip EV. It's gonna be in range for sure.
I don't know. Even chip EV, I don't think it is.
Wanna have a look, Ken?
Yeah, I'll run it.
Ken?
Well, and you're one of the big stacks too, so
Yeah, big stack in the big blind as well, so he's gonna come along. Which I guess isn't terrible, but. I'm tighter at the final table. I'm not gonna play it.
I think it's king 10 from there, like chippy V, don't you think? I think it's got to be a couple of pips
Chippy
more.
V king, this is
King
probably an
nine.
open. For me, I'm gonna use, final table, I'm gonna play king 9. I'm not gonna even play king 8, probably. Might be too nitty, but
No, king 8, I'm probably raising. I think king 7 is probably like right on the border, even on chippy V. I think chippy V. Right, what are we? We'll see.
did you send it LP?
Yeah,
Number
14.
6?
number 6.
We know the
Oh,
short
yeah.
stacks are really incentivized to shove now, right?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, this guy opened 2 point, oh wait, this isn't the hand. You're opening, right?
But I wanna see if we can open.
Right. Surely this, with ICM, this is way too wide, surely. Or am I playing like a net again?
I'm not as sure as you are, Barry. I think it's an
No.
open.
Right. I'm not that sure. I'm thinking it is a definite fold, but yeah, I guess I'm pretty sure. To me, it seems a bit wide.
Since we're first position, I got more. Gonna
No
take
jack.
a minute.
Low jack.
It opens.
Oh, yeah.
We're not worried about the two short stacks then.
We're gonna see. If ICM, we're gonna see the difference between ICM and chippy V.
So I gotta run a bit more samples since we're opening early position. It's a bigger tree. I gotta run like, I don't know, 170, I guess.
That was chippy V we were just looking at then, yeah.
Yeah, once
Same.
we're invested in the pot, those guys have to play very linear because we're incentivized to call off a lot because we're priced in. So I don't think they're going to be jamming light.
They haven't got a lot to lose, the short stack.
Sure they do. Like the other guy could bust out. Right? There's two short stacks is the thing, right?
Yeah.
The
yeah,
guy
I
with
guess
20,
so.
the guy with 21 and the guy with 34 don't want to get involved at all. Right?
No, they don't.
don't.
They don't know.
So and the guys with 10 and 14 are kind of in a bit of a waiting game. Right? Kind of hoping the other guy picks up a hand and gets busted. So yeah, I think this is a good
Yeah, give
spot
me-
to be a little wide.
We're under the gun, right?
We're the earliest
Yeah.
here.
Or low jack.
Six-handed low jack.
But it's on the gun.
Yeah, yeah.
Won't that assume that there's 8 players now though, or 9 players instead of 6? If you put it as under the gun or not? Oh no, because it goes straight to hijack or C. Do you think King 7's the minimum, Louis, or are you going wider?
No, wider.
Looks like it's probably done. I think it converged.
Probably king 5 because you block like the ace 5.
Yeah. I was thinking king 6, honestly. While this is running, I wanna show you guys. We had a spot earlier on where it was cutoff versus big line, and we're looking at the queen eye board. So on most queen eye boards, we're just range betting small. This is probably just values, or probably our best queens are sizing up. You can see clear tendencies for the cutoff, like ace to 10 is a pretty good key card, I'd say. And then 8 to 4 are pretty good for the out of position.
Mm-hmm.
And then like pair boards. I had a couple of pair boards. I think it was a no, it was not. But anyway,
It was a jack,
good
nine or
example
something.
that on pair boards, we always just go small. And then. Oh, look at this straight boards, how the strategy differs whether it's a high connected straight board, we just blast it when it's an ace high. Oh, we don't have much samples here. But the strategy is very clear, right? When it's a jack high straight board, we bet almost always. When it's a 9 high straight-ish type of board, we check half of the time, and look at the sizes as well. We check out,
When we do
whenever
bet.
we check so much, we always polarize.
So it's blast or check, basically.
So as we can see, the key card for out of position, probably 5, 6, 7, maybe a hair with the 8. And then. What did I wanna see? And that was it. It was a queen eye board, right? So we should range bet the queen eye boards, almost always cut off versus big blind at 60 big blinds deep.
Okay. I think we went into the queen high boards one of the last sessions, and I think I'm still thinking about that where I think.
Yeah,
it
but that was
probably-
bottom versus big blind at 40 big blind, and we need to be cautious because we don't open all the queens and they defend all the queens. So that's a spot specific.
Yeah,
It looks like they were able to open king
Very,
five
very
here.
loose, right?
Why is king six?
Yeah. Give me a best response here, Ken, please, because it's
King
gonna
six
shrink
is
up.
usually better than king seven because it can core wheels. I would prefer, I think. King six, honestly.
Yeah, but with best response, it's gonna shrink a lot. I think. Yeah. So king five. King five can open. We got rid of king four. We got rid of a bunch of marginal hands like queen ten off. So king six, somewhere in that area can open. Very nice to see. Thanks a lot, Ken.
I like that, Ken. I like the fact that you said about the 6 cooler in the wheels, because it's
Yeah.
horrible when that happens.
Yeah, you see that in the, in the chip EV ranges a lot.
What, the king 6, it likes the
Yeah.
king 6.
Yeah, it mixes a lot. It usually gets in there.
What do you guys think about limping 10-5 off from the small blind at 20 big blinds deep? It seems fine.
I
to me.
fold.
Seems fine. It's
I
good
fold.
enough.
Probably in there. I fold it because it can't. I tend to, once I get in ICM spots, if it's in my limp fold range, I fold 90% of them. I keep some in my back pocket because I don't mind limp folding. To give them the impression I'm limping weak all the time.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see a good chart. I would bet one here. Very nice. Very
That
good.
matrix you just showed, Louis,
Yeah,
I'm folding some of them other offsuit combos as well.
Yeah, I honestly, I do great from the small blind. I don't think we have to play,
Nah.
we don't have to play so many of our limp folds. We have to play some. But I think we
Yeah.
can throw a lot of them out.
no, I disagree with you, Ken, on this.
Well,
because
you can
Your
disagree.
sample is not big enough.
You can disagree. My EV from the small blind's like -3, so.
How many
A lot
hands?
of,
How many
I'm gonna keep
hands?
the,
How many hands?
100,000.
Show me.
a lot of these offsuit combos, it's so annoying the amount of times when you limp with 20 bigs and you get raised and you can't call it. So it's like a waste of chips. You're not calling a raise with 10-3 off, Louis, right?
No, it's a limp folding.
Yeah, but more often than not, they raise.
No. Why would they raise more often?
Maybe
than
not, maybe not so much on 20. Maybe not so much on 20.
Scroll to the left. Scroll to the left, Ken.
Do what?
Scroll to the left. I need the number.
Oh, this
of
is
hands.
35,000 hands. But I
Uh-huh,
got,
not
hold on,
100,000
hold on,
hands.
hold on. Let's see where we are here with over 100,000 hands.
Where do I see the hand count?
Right there. Right there, it's 15,000.
Okay. See, you're not winning.
up, but this is pretty damn
Oh,
good.
but you said you were winning.
No, I said I'm losing -3.
It's -6 here.
This is -6, and on a
Yeah.
much better site, it's -3. -1.5.
Yeah, but it has to do with your post flop play as well, so.
It does, for sure, but it's also because I don't limp fold. I cut out a decent chunk of my limp fold range.
Okay, makes
I
sense.
keep enough in there, so I wanna have limp folds to have, to at least give them the impression that I limp weak and fold. So
Fair
when I limp my strong hands, I can do my raises or jams.
Hey, Ken, do you limp aces from the small blind?
Yeah, I do, depending on stack depth. Short stack,
Tw-
yeah, deeper
uh,
stack, probably
20
not.
big blinds?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Very
sometimes
impressive,
you can, I think sometimes you can
impressive
go a
blind
bit
numbers.
tighter.
but yeah, that's why you have to have limp folds in your, like, I don't mind. If I know someone, like, especially if I get later and like the field's small. And I know the guy's gonna be on my left for a while, I like to show him a limp fold or two. But the rest I get rid of.
What are you doing there, James?
I walked away. What is it?
What is appealing to you here with 8-6 offsuit?
Yeah, it's just, probably, I can't even tell you. It's just not good, but you gotta look, I guess, are they gonna jam a lot? Probably. So it's
Yeah.
bad. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this open. Let's put it that way. But you're good, James. This is your first review. I'm holding back.
Why are
Yeah,
you
mate.
holding back?
Because you're gonna be scared, you'll never come back again.
Oh, no. And I mean, I don't mind calling the 10-8 here, actually.
Alright,
Hey,
I do
maybe-
mind it a lot. I think this is absolutely terrible, man. What the hell are you doing?
I
Why
don't
is
know
it
about that.
terrible?
I think it might actually defend.
I think so. He's in position, Louis,
And it's a small
with a hand
three
that
bet.
flops really well.
This guy, do you guys think he's three betting enough?
Okay, if he's a net, I could just fold.
This guy three bets
Easy
the
fold.
chip leader here. Hello? You guys following?
Well,
Yeah,
No,
I'm
it has-
following.
like when we open, we're the earliest position, right? And we're the biggest stack.
I understand all that. If he's a net, I'm folding, but if he has three bets and he's been showing down with some, reasonable
Why would you think he has
polarized
three
bluffy type
bets?
hands, then I'm not gonna fold.
I think it has to be one of our hands that we defend against the standard player. But if he's a nit, then no.
This guy three bets 3% of the time,
It's not.
Oh no,
fold,
it's a fold.
not
alright?
fold.
It's an easy fold.
Yeah, I don't know the stats of these guys.
Even against a guy who three bets 7 or 8%, I'm snap folding.
Nah.
What about 10 or 12%?
It's a call.
I don't. Why would it be? a
Against the
call?
10 or 12%, it's a call, Louis, innit? Come on.
No, I don't think so.
I think you have to be,
No?
maybe you have to be like over four. I mean, he does have about 40 bigs. I mean, I'm tempted to call here because, and in the back of my mind, I know he's got his ranges like ace, queen suited, jacks plus, like.
This
Ace
is
king
close
off.
to one of the hands that we would defend to a free betting position. Even against a fairly tight player, surely.
Honestly, I think he would
Yeah.
jam. He's probably even tighter. He's probably jamming jacks, this guy. He's probably three betting like queens,
Yeah,
ace, king suited, ace, queen suited.
Look at you
Yeah,
guys. This is just a cheap EV chart, by the way.
At 30,
So
at 40,
again,
at 40.
yeah, if the guy bluffs perfectly, okay, so if he bluffs like, hang on, small blind
Okay.
with jack.
I said,
So if he
Wait.
bluffs 8% of the time here, 7.5%, he finds all the GTO bluffs in the world. Your bluffiest opponent ever, right? You're snap folding 10-8.
yeah, I kind of like. for
Guys
some
are
reason, this is
patient.
what This is like my favorite, like, I don't really have. a
Oh
favorite
my
hand.
god, James, what are you doing?
If I had a favorite hand, this would be it, so.
Your
Besides,
favorite hand, huh?
besides the best
Wow.
hands, besides the best hands, I mean,
Why not choose a good hand to be your favorite?
in that matrix,
is
Louis,
fucking
sorry.
trash.
The matrix you just looked at, Louis, 9-10 suited was called in though, right?
yeah, it's connected.
You know
Yeah.
what, Barry? If your opponent bluffs like a GTO solver, maybe you can venture into calling with 10-9 suited. But if you think about your range, You know, you're facing a 3-bet, which is usually gonna be very linear, right? And if 10-9 suited is ever a call, do you think it's printing money?
So one thing that, one other factor here is though, he did 3-bet very small from the small blind, so we can probably defend a little bit wider.
You
Okay.
might be you might be right, Louis. At this stack depth, you're probably right. It's not like we're playing for 100 bigs here.
Yeah. Calling the 3-bet is like,
Yeah.
Is it defended 60?
Is it? What's the biggest suited? What's the smallest suited connector we should be defending?
We can move on. I can look later in our ranges. I don't have to, you don't have to waste time with it.
What's the smallest suited connector at that stack depth we should be defending? What's the bottom of our range with the suited
Probably
connectors?
mixes 8-7.
No. I mean, at that stack depth in that scenario there, what's the smallest that we should be defending suited connectors?
9-8 suited.
Right, but that's still not great. Like you say, it's not printing.
Exactly, because it's the bottom of our range.
Yeah,
I'd much rather take the flop with like ace queen suited, ace jack suited.
I'm
right?
not folding 10 jack suited there ever.
It's still very, very marginal, Barry.
Oh, Jack 10 is a slam dunk.
This
Yeah.
area is all extremely marginal.
If
and-
we hit a straight with 10 jack
Broadway
suited,
combos are marginal.
Yeah, Barry, you're
Yeah.
gonna hit 1 out of 1,000,000 times with it, but if you don't hit, okay? If you were looking at EV, if we put this in the HRC matrix, these hands are extremely marginal.
yeah,
Barely making any money. So I'm telling you, if you have if you have to like adjust your range a little bit, because this fine gentleman is never bluffing like a solver. Well, you're gonna get rid of these first, and then
yeah.
probably these. No, it's easy to just get rid of them. Whenever I look at the HRC matrix, Barry, these hands always do poorly. So now I'm leaning towards never defending them against 3-bets because they don't 3-bet bluff enough. And if they did, my hand is breaking even or just like marginally profitable.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I heard something earlier. Jack 10 suited is like a slam dunk.
I would
That was
still
me.
call 10 jack suited, but not against the type player, no.
You know, at least I know that Vince is gonna agree with me on this one.
Yeah.
Because he plays a lot, you know?
I
The
think
marginal-
Jack 10 suited, if we're imagining that this player is only raising a very tight linear range, Jack 10
It's
suited
not
is
good.
going to be dominated most of the time.
All the time.
Yeah,
You actually want 9-8 suited over Jack 10 suited if you want to play it. I'm not saying that
makes
you
sense.
do, but you don't want to be dominated.
You don't wanna be in this spot. Simple
That
as
makes
that.
Yeah,
Good
like
way to think about it.
having Jack 10 suited, Queen 10 suited calling there is kind of bad.
Yeah.
And usually the getting under his range thing doesn't start at 9-8 suited. It's like 7-6 suited. And the 5-4 suited. And
I like
6
betting here.
Yeah, but then we're not opening those hands, right? So like we need to call with the bottom suited
you're right.
connected portion of
Yeah.
our range. Or
I
not play
agree.
at all.
I agree with you, Louis. I do agree with you. I mean, these are hands that you're going to play a lot at a deeper stack level.
So our strategy
think
on
we can bet
monotone
here.
boards, this subset is lacking a little bit of monotone boards. We only have 22 to look at. But it seems like we're betting, we're only checking 20%. So we're betting 80% of the time on monotone boards, cutoff versus big blind, 60 big blinds deep. So we should. bet this.
Are we betting big here? Or are we,
No,
why,
never.
why are we
Look at
always
this.
small?
Always small. Monotone bars? Nope, not this one. Monotone bars are like pair boards. You always use a small size when
You
you're
always
betting.
bet, you always
Oh.
bet and you always bet small. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and if you want to
What
simplify
about-
your strategy a little bit, it's not always right, but it very often will be. Whenever you're in position against one of the blinds, flop come monotone, you can usually range bet small with any cards. It's gonna have a minimum EV difference.
I bet
between-
you're betting big with the ace of spades here, Louis.
No, you're not, Barry. You're betting small.
Okay.
If we see here, I had the. Oh, there's some sliver of big bets here, but my sample is not great. Let's see, actually, I can pull it up.
Yeah, the ace of spades wants to keep people in.
I mean, I got a ton, I
King
got charged for monotone flops.
Oh, you know
Just
what?
only monotone flops with a lot of samples,
Well, yeah, but what are the positions you have against the big blind?
probably. Oh, for sure.
The only reason I said about the ace of spades betting big is obviously it's one of our premium draws. So
You
I
know
wondered
what,
if it
Barry?
goes size up.
If we flopped a very small flush. 7 high flush, 8 high flush. Maybe I would like to bet it big to be done with it, right? To get value before another spade comes.
Yeah.
Maybe, let's see. So this is more like 40 button cutoff hijack versus big blind, 40 big blinds.
So I don't know
So
why I don't
Louis-
have the grasp, but I
Louis,
can
when you,
do the report real fast.
Louis, when you say you want to bet big with a
Oh.
7 high flush or something like that,
I'm just
let's say
guessing.
let's say you bet 4 and then they cut or check raise you there.
Yeah, I'm not
What-
folding the flush.
That's
He's
rude.
not folding his flats.
King
Which is
16.
true. Which is true when I try to bluff big with my ace of spades. He ain't folding. And then I lose thinking I'm representing the nuts here. He ain't fooling me.
But Barry, you're not trying to get the small flush to fold. You're trying to get queens to fold.
And that.
Right, so we're not really range betting here. We're betting 60% of the time, checking 40 heavily. And the driving
Jack,
factor
right,
with our
exactly.
pocket pair is to have a card of the suit. So if we have a hand like pocket jack without the spade here, we wanna check. Our
So-
EV is not optimal. So
You wanna s-
Ken reminded me of like yesterday, we were watching him play. He had a board, he had pocket queens and with a king eye board, and very often the card right, if you have a pocket pair, it's right under the high card. You often want to check it, like here, queens and jacks, and then you can bet only if you have the spade. Okay,
Okay.
so it's like three concepts here. We can range bet in position sometimes or very often, but like pocket pairs under the king are checking, and then we want like if we have a spade in our hand, it's a lot easier to bet as well.
And we bet small, even with the spade, yeah?
Always small.
Right.
You don't size up with anything.
Well, are we betting the big flush? Are we betting the small flushes big, Louis? Like you were saying, or not?
Yeah, no, I was guessing and clearly
Yeah, I know.
it's just betting small. With
So
bet
interestingly enough, LP, I don't have a lot of them and I don't have charge for this, but button versus big blind at 40 on a monotone flop. The average,
Yeah,
I
that's,
don't have the average, it checks quite a bit. I bet you it's check, like, I don't have the graph, but it's checking 50% or more. Which is interesting. You wanna see the report? I mean, the aggregate report?
this here should be it.
I see a white screen.
Yeah,
Do you,
There.
sorry, Ken, did you say that with the pairs underneath the card with the spades, still checking a lot?
yeah, I'd say, I'm
Bet with the
guessing we
spade.
check 70% here.
70?
No, we check 30% around. more or
Okay.
less. But it's more like almost 80, right?
Bet,
And we bet 70% of the time. Is that what you were looking at, Ken?
no, I'm seeing it betting, I see it checking about, I mean, I don't have the graph, but I have the aggregate report and I would guesstimate it's checking 50% of the time. And these are, I have 200, these are strictly all monotone flops and there's 200 and something, like the average check is 55.
Okay, show us,
And this is 289 flops,
show us. 300 monotone flops, right?
yeah, almost 300.
Okay,
Um,
let's have a look at your report.
So you're saying it's checking 55% of the time with a spade.
You have
so.
the average?
Hold on, yeah, I'll show you the average. First of all, let's make sure I'm in the right spot. This is root. Check, right? So this is what gets
Position,
checked to
button.
us. This is the right one, right?
Looks good to me.
And then the average is 55.
And that's with a spade, with a under pair.
This is just monotone boards, button versus big blind.
That's because, oh right, a lot of the time, big
Yeah,
blind's gonna
fine.
have the 2 flush cards.
And then rank them by highest check frequency.
The big blind's gonna be playing all the suited cards.
Doesn't look right, does it?
Probably is, right? They're gonna have a lot more flushes than we are.
Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna look.
I
on my
might
hand.
rerun this. I'm not, this doesn't feel right to me.
Hang on, I'm gonna look at some sims on my end. We can maybe confirm. 40 big blind. Button versus big blind. Let's see what I have in ace high connected monotone flops.
Well, pick one I have here, like ace, queen, nine, ace,
Exactly.
king, six, ace,
Exactly.
queens, huh?
Two broadways and it's always like two broadways and monotone, right?
Well, these are all, but yeah, the top, yeah. So just pick one and I'll try to find it and see if you have the same frequencies as I do with the exact hand.
I have ace, king, queen, monotone.
Ace, king, queen, let's see, ace, king, ace. That's gonna probably be betting a bit more.
Yeah, it's around 35% checks.
Alright, so let me go down that far and see if I can.
Scroll
find it.
up, scroll up instead where I'm gonna look in on your boards. I'm gonna look on your end. It's gonna be easier for me. So ace, queen, nine, ace, queen. I have ace, queen, eight. Is it good enough?
Yeah, let's see.
It's checking here 30% of the time.
Ace, queen. Five.
I have ace, queen, four or ace, queen, eight.
You passed it. It was above ace queen 5.
I have ace, queen, three, ace, queen, four.
Ace, queen, eight, ace, queen, eight, I have checking 60%.
Oh, well, there's definitely something wrong here.
Something
hang
wrong
on,
with this
show me.
report. I might have labeled it wrong. Maybe this might be the big blind. I have to rerun these. I might have labeled it wrong because I make
Yeah,
my
yeah.
folders. I make my folders and then write it to go to the right to the folder I wanted in. I must have mislabeled these. I knew
Because
this
the way
didn't
I
look
see
right.
it, we're checking 30% of the time on ace, queen, eight. And on your ace, queen, eight, we are checking.
60.
Yeah, but it's the exact, like, we're the bet frequency I have looks similar to your check frequency here.
Yeah, I labeled it wrong. Okay, I gotta redo those. That's cool. I knew it didn't look right when I pulled it up.
Yeah, just redo your report. So we can,
Good to know.
ew. Oh, yeah,
What the
yeah, yeah,
DTs?
yeah.
Disgusting.
James,
I think we can fold this turn.
Yeah.
I like the check back on the flop. I think we could probably call with any turn card that's under a jack. But
Oh,
here I
any
think we
card
could-
that's under a jack?
Yeah. So if the turn was like a 10 of hearts, I think we could call this bet. But on the queen of hearts, I think we can just fold.
Yeah. I think you should. I think in these scenarios, I don't know if anyone's with me on this, Ken, because I think you tend to take the same line as me. Like I would rather bet small here if I was willing to call the bet on the flop. Like I would bet small because rather than call the bet and not take the passive line
Yeah, I mean, I would see bet this flop a lot. With
with one
jacks.
overcard. as
Queens, I
well.
wouldn't, but jacks did check a lot. We looked at it already. But I
Yeah,
still would bet it. I tend to bet it a lot.
I don't
I-
like check calling as much as betting. That's why I just try to avoid. the
Yeah, I
passive
mean, I
ones
don't
so
mind
much.
check calling in position as much as but out of position, I hate it.
Yeah,
Like, I'd rather be
Yeah.
more aggressive with check raises and stuff like that.
Ye-
But in
yeah.
position, you can call more for sure.
Because then you find yourself in this spot where do you call the turn bet, that kind of thing. I don't like it.
Yeah.
But he bets so small too, right? Yeah, now you have an easy bluff catch.
Okay, so all I have it, I mislabeled the, I have the right reports, I just mislabeled them.
Yeah. So what's the average bet?
Hold on, check.
It's around 70?
Root, no, I have it right. That was wrong for some reason. I'm looking at the big blind root. It's checking it's checking almost 100%. So this is right. It's just that one was wrong, but this one's right.
It's checking almost all the time on the flop.
Big blind.
Yeah, here with the jacks for sure.
Right.
And then this turn comes and he
Blind
bets.
checks
small,
95%.
Bet small, we have a pure call with our jack, so your turn call
I
is
gotta
fine.
delete. I have to delete this one and redo it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Go,
So
go
my
on.
thought here on the river is I want to go for a little value, but from what we said earlier, I don't want to. I just want to check this back.
No, you wanna bet big. It is mostly betting the pot.
What? What?
Yeah, bet the
Yeah,
pot.
I don't.
Oh, that jack, yes. Sorry, I didn't see the jack.
Well, after we've just checked called on the monotone.
Yeah, now we were betting the pot.
I guess he can't fold like king. He can't fold two pair, right? He can't probably fold a king.
Maybe that we're going for value then, basically.
So
Yeah.
when we bet pot, let's see what we're.
Oh, we're definitely not for value. I
Queen,
mean,
it's calling every queen in his hand.
He's raising. That's raising.
Oh, that's raising. I'm sorry. It's raising with his queens. Are we
so
calling the raise when he stuffs it? Not even all the time. We're mixing.
that's the thing. When they raise at a burst population, you could probably just fold.
Pure, right?
Yeah,
That's
if
why
I
don't
think
go
if
for
I get
pot. That's
raised
why
there,
go
I
for like
fold.
2/3.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But he's supposed to call with his kings, basically. So we get value from kings. That's what.
How
And
many
some-
people are finding this play? Call, and then blast.
And,
Oh, but the flop went check, Barry. We called.
Yeah,
one
but it was
bet.
check, call, wasn't it?
No,
population
check,
isn't
check,
raised bluffing
Bet
queens.
calls, and then the villain that led the turn gives up, checks the river.
Oh, he
Yeah,
only led the
same.
turn. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah,
realize. I
small
thought he
bet on
led
the
the flop.
turn, so
Right.
we're trying.
one's
Yeah, I
raising.
like this bet then.
I don't
And
think
then-
anybody's raising a queen there.
And then if we're looking at the small bets on, or is betting strategy overall in this turn, it's gonna be some kings. Cause it goes check,
How
check.
often are we calling with pocket jacks on the turn?
100% of the time.
Yeah, it was calling pretty heavily. Like,
He's got to still have a fair few bluffs, right?
like if we see the equity here, when we have the jack of spade, our call is a lot better than when we don't. Like we're losing chips if we call and we don't have the card of the suit, but it's good
called for
enough.
balance.
Yeah,
He has
Yeah,
a
like
lot of
it's-
bluffs on the turn if he's any good anyway. He's got the flush draws
That's
and the
interesting,
straight
because I'd be
draws.
more inclined to call without a spade because I think he's got more bluffs, but that's wrong.
no, you want to block it.
Yeah, more important to block his value than to block his bluffs.
So here you found the big bet, which is awesome. And he calls you with the king. Pretty good, man.
Tilted
Even
that
though
guy.
you're out of line, when you got on the final table, you become solver perfect. Or almost, right? You did some weird stuff like king eye,
We're just gonna fold here, right?
but you find some very good plays, James.
Sure.
Is he still even around? I don't
How
think.
about open jam in here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Alright.
Yeah, I probably
Quiet
would
for
have
a while.
ripped this. I would have ripped this, Ken, without hesitation.
Oh, yeah, into 11 and 7. Yeah,
All in, definitely.
I'm glad that the solver bet those.
You can
jacks.
open jam again.
All
Yeah.
in.
All in again.
You just apply massive pressure to these short stacks now.
This is a bad one because you.
I
have
would
the
fold
rejam
this.
stats. Don't think you can call off the rejams and then you have to deal with this guy as well.
I
Yeah.
think this hand.
Oh, you
plays
know
better.
what? Yeah, you can actually open that because if a short stack gets involved, the big stack's just gotta fold.
Well, so right here's a perfect example. If you bet small and it goes call and rejam, you just have to fold.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like the open, because you have 3 rejam stacks. and
Yeah, I
you
don't like
can't
it.
call.
I don't hate it.
I do hate it.
Oh, I hate it.
No, hey, look at how dominated we were.
I think you can raise fold so much here with the big stack and once the short stacks fold, you handcuff you handcuff the middling stacks.
Think
They were
it's-
getting really short, and he raised the previous two.
I think it's a little bit spicy. Would you like to run it, Ken?
They had ace, king, they had ace, king and ace, queen is what happened.
I don't think this one
Doesn't
will
matter.
raise this time.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, you can open fold a lot, but you pick up a lot of other stacks when they just all fold, so it
You wanna
balances
plug it?
out.
Do you wanna?
Yeah, I'm
plug
gonna go
it?
to the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute.
But yeah, I just feel like I mean, maybe I'm just totally wrong, and that's very possible. But I just feel like it's good to bet small there. I mean, because they're fighting for that next spot. They're all three fighting for that next spot.
True, but you opened the previous two hands as well from better position. I think that you know these, because we know these three guys are incentivized to shove.
I think it's just a little bit too loose. If you had ace
Yeah.
8, ace 9, I wouldn't mind it. This one is just a hair too loose.
Okay.
Cause if you have ace 8, you can call up this guy, right? If you have ace 9, maybe you can
I'd
No, I
rather
mean, I'm-
open jam ace 6 here.
open jamming into this guy.
Yeah.
Spicy.
If the guy sitting directly to your left folds, the big blind basically can't call unless he has a super nutted hand. We have an ace, which kind of blocks a lot of that. So also ace 6 just plays badly on all flops. So just rip it.
One of the worst aces.
Yeah, we'll see the HRC matrix anyhow.
Yeah, I think we open with the big stack, we get to open a lot of our ace and king blockers.
We're gonna see.
Yeah, you said it right.
Yep. James, whenever you have such a short stack here, you don't have any 2 big blinds open.
Nope.
You're pretty much just open ripping what you want to play, and this is a bad one, right? But this is one.
Yeah, this is a ripper.
And just let the module just be so happy every time he sees you do it.
Yeah, I would go all in here.
Yep.
And again,
Like open folding this hand here is terrible. When you open jam, he has to have a very strong hand to call.
Okay.
Open jamming here.
Because that 4.9 behind him just handcuffs him.
Hijack versus big blind 30 effective.
Yeah, this is a spot is tough for
Hard.
me. For sure.
So low jack or cutoff? Let's go low jack.
I'm in
I
the
think,
hijack.
yeah. I think we're supposed to bet with a spade, right? And check. We saw one like this earlier.
Yeah, but sometimes ace king and ace queen can bet for value and get called by worse ace high.
Yeah, sorry. No, we were supposed to be checking with the spades, but betting the offsuit combination, right?
I would definitely bet with the spade in my hand here.
Right.
When we're in the hijack as the big stack with these exact stacks, do we wanna? A hand like ace queen, do we wanna open rip it? And
I-
not give Johnny T any,
Make-
bet?
Or for
Yeah,
25
Yeah,
effective.
yeah, that would make a lot of sense as well. I
Yeah,
think I like that because the big stack is gone. We're
Yeah.
20 effective. I
That- yeah,
would
that-
like that as well.
and that 24 just hates his life. He hates everything about it. He hates ace
Yeah.
king.
Yeah, with these two guys, we can put so much pressure here that it would be amazing.
But we don't put that much pressure with a 2 big blind bet.
What's the minimum? What's the maximum we open jam there for effective amount of stack?
Ace jack off,
No, I mean effective stack
Right.
size, Louis.
30?
What's 30, yeah?
Yeah, I think at 35, we're starting to risk a lot of chips here. Whereas 30, it feels still kind of good.
Yeah.
So here we are betting most of the time. Ace queen is betting most of the time. Barry, look at this. When we have the ace of the suit, we bet less.
That's what we said last time when we were looking at similar hand,
Yeah,
because we had the backdoor equity.
yeah. Well,
So the offsuit combination, we bet more, right? We range bet this.
yeah. Funny.
Okay. I'm learning.
Yeah, look at the clubs here, betting. Damn clubs, right?
And spades.
What about diamonds? Diamonds are betting. Spade,
Right.
less.
Okay.
I got it.
Hearts even less.
Because
wanna
at the
grab
stack
the
to
screen?
pot ratio, I guess we don't want to get blown off anything, right? I guess that's why.
Ace five's good. He doesn't like ace six.
Yeah, you want to realize your equity when you have a hand against the bigger stack. Right?
With a big stack.
Yeah, like
No, but he's-
especially with big
when he-
backdoor draws.
Like he's a big enough stack to take a big bite out of us. So we want to realize our equity more against that guy than worry about bluffing him off.
With a backdoor flush and straight draw, perfect.
But in this,
This is the ace six offhand.
No, this, okay.
Alright, so give me a best response, please.
This is the best response.
This is?
Yeah. We were under the gun, right?
Yeah.
Or open first,
Mhm.
yeah.
Alright.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
Open. It's not even an open, right?
I was in the hijack, right?
Were you?
But, oh yeah, one guy folded, so.
Okay, so hijack. Gets in there.
All the aces.
Okay, so it is an open then. Fair enough. Thank you, Gab. So.
I
open
think,
jamming
and that was
with-
just two X, so you can just go two X, because you're gonna do a lot of, in them spots, you're just gonna, be applying a lot of pressure. Because once the shorter stacks fold, the middling stacks don't wanna play much, so you just open two X and fold a lot, but you're gonna take a lot of pots.
Again, this is a move you want to take out of your strategy.
Yeah, just open fold that, you don't even want, either jam or fold, like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even jam eight high.
and we continuation bet the ace queen and he just folded.
Yeah,
You could fold here.
so
I think I call.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God,
mean, I would,
maybe it's,
I would never call. I mean, I would never just call.
this is a tough spot, okay, because you don't want to give action here. It's like
I'm
he's
pretty sure
telling
this is a
you,
rejam spot.
is
I
it?
think it's a pretty sick rejam spot, yeah, because this guy, you know, unless he's got aces, he ain't calling.
I mean, I would never just purely call. I would either, like, I think I make a mistake. I like to just four bet rather than jam. Cause then if he five bets, I can fold. And I
Uh,
don't think they're
we got
five, I
him
don't think they're
covered in
ever
this
five bet
situation.
bluffing anything,
Can you
we
run
got him
this
covered.
over?
They're not five bet bluffing here at all.
right? So that's why I kinda like it, just a small four bet to say, alright, dude, I got the bigger set. I got a bigger stack than you. I'm the bully. Get out of my way. I got this. And if he five bets, I'm like, okay, you're bigger bully than me. I'm going.
So
How big
I
are you
want
four bet?
you to have a small three bet, a small four bet, and a four bet all in.
Okay.
Yeah, but the four bet doesn't need to be all in at this stack depth.
No, we're gonna see if it ever picks a small four bet size.
This is gonna take me a minute, so you can get carry on. I gotta set. this
Because
up.
a four bet would be less than a third of our stack.
How do we feel about just folding?
Yeah,
I
that's.
don't
an
think
option.
folding's out of the question, and
I
that
mean-
surely.
It's an option that can be considered, I think, because when he does that, he's saying, I'm taking care of this.
And when he takes care of this, we make money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, right now, everyone on the table is on the same side. We're all against the module right now.
So what size, let me see, I guess, what size did he open to the original opener?
Open rip from the cutoff.
You know what? Eight,
3.69.
So the first open is all in. You can put that. All in.
ace queen off
And
is
how deep is the
probably,
first, how deep is the guy that open ripped?
3.69.
Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. That's gonna already be included. And then the 3-bet, was the button?
Yes,
Small blind, min 3-bet.
oh, small line. Yeah. Look at this, Scotty. 435 flops, 1.5 gigs each.
Mhm.
I have to look at this.
Last
screen.
time you played with it, I just
Right.
had a portion of the texture, 100. Now I have the whole
Good.
set.
All right.
Can I
Right, it's gonna be
see the screen? I'm gonna get this exactly right. So
do you think that ace queen off here is probably our best 4-bet bluff candidate?
No, it's a fold.
so he raises 1.73.
Yeah,
You
you just
reckon it's a,
min clicks.
you reckon
that.
it's
I
a
gotta,
fold,
I
Peter?
gotta put it in, cause the way the script is, I gotta really, small
Raise
blind has
two
very
X.
particular sizes,
Yeah,
so.
make it 7 if you want.
There's a 12 big blind stack, a 15 and a 17. We just don't want to lose 35 big blinds of our chips here if we run into a guy who wants to run jacks or tens or kings. So
Or ace king.
Or ace king, because I think
Yeah,
ace
so-
king is put in a very tough spot if we rebound.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I think
But he might, but
So really.
And we don't have to go all in
Think
though.
this is gonna
We've
be
got the chips
okay.
to 4-bet as well.
I think this is gonna be okay. We'll see. I'm gonna run it.
yeah, 4-bet to like 15.
Not even that. It's a 4-bet, isn't it? We can make this, we're in position, so we can go 2.2x. So about maybe a little bit less than that.
Yeah.
14.
But and I mean that's reasonable too, but I think the problem is
Yeah, 14.
if he has a hand that's raising there, he has a hand that might jam on us.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
And so I
but
think
we can still fold as well.
I think we just don't have to risk 14 more big blinds. I think we could just sidestep this spot.
We are, no matter what happens at the end of this hand, if we fold, we are still the big stack in full bullying position, in position on Dr. Nuts.
Yeah.
Every other option makes it possible that we will not be.
Seems a bit nitty though.
It is a bit nitty, but here's the word. Like
Game
if
dynamic.
we 4-bet and Dr. Nuts folds, we could still lose the hand to the modo, right? And not really be in a better position.
Do we want to knock Dr. Nuts? Do we want Dr. Nuts to fold Jack here? Is that our goal? To take ace
Yeah.
queen against the modal and get instead of Jack against him? Is
We
that
want him to fold
Absolutely.
everything.
We absolutely want him to fold Jack.
really? We want to take ace queen against the modal and risk keeping him in with our ace queen compared to.
Well,
Dr.
it benefits us to keep him in.
I don't think so.
Not if we
I
double
know
him
what
up.
you mean. I know what you mean when there's a minuscule stack and no one can play.
But
We
there's
haven't
still
ruled out calling here, have we? Neither. I mean, we can't rule
I
that
have.
out.
I've ruled out calling.
Right.
So while you guys been talking about this, I've been kind of like looking at a few different spots,
I have
and
it.
I don't think calling's a bad option.
It's in there. It's a call.
In the old days, if we called here, Dr. Nuts and us would check it down no matter what the flop was. But I don't know if people do that anymore. And people who know to do that don't raise in Dr. Nuts's position. They call specifically for that.
Well-
You get 4 cards against him.
In a satellite where the chips gained don't really represent any additional equity or value in the tournament, right? Like,
No, in the old days, you would do it even in a regular tournament.
Yeah.
well, I
Dr.
mean,
Nuts
you're,
would call, and we would call behind, and then we would check it down, and we would just.
yeah, I get that. It's kind of silly though. Like if you have a very strong hand and you're doing this gentleman's handshake, you're kind of just sacrificing EV.
Yeah,
for
I'm
the-
just, people don't do it. It isn't what it was before, but that was just a standard play. And the reason you didn't, and so like, let's say you flopped a set. I mean, you flopped huge. You still did it because you wanted to maintain the gentleman's agreement for later in the tournament because it benefited you to know that you would do this. And it was a standard and almost everyone at the table knew this. I haven't seen people doing it anymore since we have solvers.
If I flop a set, I'm never checking.
Right, but again, if you do that, Dr. Nuts doesn't raise. So Dr. Nuts isn't playing that way. The signal to do that is Dr. Nuts calling.
So
Oh,
like,
by the
Dr.
way,
Nuts-
I just want to point out, in case you guys didn't know, that bluff, no, not this. See here. We currently have a Valentine's Day sale. You're looking for a
Valentine's.
Valentine's Day. So if you have, you wanna grab a regular membership at the discounted price, would be a good time to do it. Blah, 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 blah. So what's the deal?
What's the deal, Louis?
What's the deal? I don't see it.
You're there, $688 off your year,
Oh, yeah,
$500 off your year. It's 688 a year.
yeah, there we go. So, yeah. Pretty good value here. I remember, I think the 3 years, 3 years bill, and then within 3 years, I was a poker coach.
You gotta
So
pay
it's
that up
really worth
front,
it.
right?
And yeah, I really wish like my live cash game would be running still because, yeah, I'd play a lot of cash.
You have to pay this 1,700 up front, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you still save a lot. And
Yeah,
then
but I don't got it. I could be dead next year.
Or you could get it billed monthly.
says the
I'm not-
man who just won 600 yesterday.
I don't wanna give him my kids' money. So you want me to show you this hand in HRC?
Yeah.
So there's a couple things going on here. First of all, there is no. I had to change the threshold for all in because, for the 3-bet, because it's not really a thing, 3-bet. So this was, with the.
Okay,
It's a 90% threshold. So this is, how they have it set up. It's mostly just a call. Or a little bit of all in.
So first off, I wanna see his min raising strategy. So 3
that
bets,
here?
no, that's the all in.
Cut off, small blind, right?
James said that he
The
was
min
really
raise strategy.
aggressive
Show me the line right underneath.
as well. James said that he was really aggressive, this Dr. Nuts, right?
yes.
Yeah, he is really aggressive.
So maybe 4-bet's a good thing, all in.
So that's gonna be our villain's range. So he's trying to ISO with ace 10, ace jack, ace queen, stuff like that. Ice 9, pocket 9s, pocket 10s. I think all of them are gonna fold if we, and now show me the 4-bet all in strategy.
Queen
Okay,
wants to call mostly.
and mostly wants to call. Okay. And then if we wanted to just have an all-in strategy, right click and give me best response. Right, so it would pick it for. And then 0.17, we're past that, so we could mess around a little bit with ace jack off. And stuff like that, and then show us if we go all in, what can he call us with?
Aces.
Just, no,
I don't know.
ace, king, kings? Yeah, so he has to call with like jacks and up. I don't
Jacks are
think
pretty
people, do
bad.
you
Jacks
guys
are
think
kinda-
he would fold 10s or 9s?
In his situation with everyone else having a smaller stack, I am for sure folding queens even.
Yeah, sure. He's only got 6 big blinds in there.
Yeah.
Listen,
With
like,
queens,
he
I'm
barely
throwing
has-
up.
Like, you can see he barely has queens,
Ugh.
he only has queen 6.9% of the time when we reach this point of the tree, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, if I'm him and I have
Jacks
queens
more
and
often.
someone jams on me, I'm throwing up.
I'm
So
folding.
I did force it to 4-bet though, LP. I did change the all-in threshold to a lower a
that's fine, that's
higher
fine,
percentage.
that's fine.
So this is, big blind 4-bet. But I forced it to do it. And it's, we prefer now to just jam ace queen for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah. Alright, really nice to look at.
But calling seems to be best, right? I
Yeah.
think that's what we landed at.
No,
Alright, let's see what you did. Oh my goodness.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
And it did use a larger size. It was like 15 and a half big blinds or something.
and we got him. Do we win the flip? We do.
Well, I think it's good. I like the 4-bet there. I think it's a good way to play.
What's a good
The result,
strategy here?
I would fold if he jammed though.
I think I would go all in here.
Yeah, you wanna be like
oh,
putting Dr.
Dr.
Nuts
Nuts
in a
has
box.
to fold. Yep.
Yeah.
The big blind just gets out of the way.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you can make Dr. Nuts' life absolutely miserable here and just collect all of his chips while the other three are just fighting for third.
Yeah.
exactly. And you don't want to open this, I think.
just
Make it-
by,
Yeah.
you're talking about by raising every time he raises?
Shoving.
Yeah, so like
Shoving every-
this dynamic here is great because the ICM pressure for the three guys to your left is very high. So they're playing very tight. I would be over folding into last coin bro to keep him around. And I would be making Dr. Nuts' life absolutely miserable. I would be expanding my 3-betting range because he has to call super tight.
Now, a
And
question,
you can just kind of leech his chip stack while the other three are alive.
Galen, do you want to 3-bet him or do you want to shove on him?
Shove.
Shoving would be I mean, you could implement both. I think shoving, I don't know, man, shoving ace three off into 35 is 30, 40 almost is a lot. It's probably a fine shove, to be honest.
With that 11, with the 11 behind?
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah,
he's
because,
never
like,
gonna call unless he
he
has
can't
like ace king.
I
I
would,
think now is the time you want a 3-bet.
yeah, I would 3-bet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think a 3-bet's good.
He needs like ace, king, kings, and you're blocking his calling range.
So here's
You
another
know-
thing I think about, like, I think if he's a good player, he knows he's gonna have his open fold range, and he knows he's just gonna fold a lot when he gets raised, but he's gonna have his open call range, and I don't wanna be jamming into his calling range. I just wanna be raising into him and just getting all the auto folds. I'd rather 3-bet. And he knows he's open folding a, decent range of hands, and I'm just gonna attack it at those every time.
We were
with
out of
3.
position in that one, but okay.
I agree. There's no need to just jam 35 bigs and have him call you off with aces or kings, is there?
But how
No,
often does he
there's
get these aces
actual,
or
like,
kings?
even though you guys have like an experience or like feelings, and then there's things you agree or disagree with, we have ICM charts. And the
Yeah.
ICM charts, I believe, are gonna wanna make it an all-in. Cause we have
Send me
the
another
ace
hand. Send it to
blocker
me.
and we can put a lot of pressure on it.
Send it to me.
Do we want to shove on this one?
What'd you say, Ken? Show it to me.
Oh, I said, send it to me. I'll run it.
Okay,
Yeah.
You don't want, I don't think like you wanna be pressuring these guys to the left. They are gonna be able to call lighter, and
Yeah.
I mean,
they're your
you're
friend.
not. Let them knock each other out. You're not incentivized to play pots with them at this moment.
No, not unless you're jamming them up.
Like,
Okay.
If you're willing to call
Alright.
their 3-bet, get it in.
right,
That-
it's
that
you
makes
versus
sense.
Dr. Nuts. You versus Dr. Nuts, and then they're fighting each other.
Okay.
Okay. And if Dr. Nuts was on my left, I have to be super tight. Is that right?
Nope, you cover him by a decent margin, like you
Yeah,
should
you're the big
be.
stack.
And you're the one open
You-
folding all the hands. Open call and open fold, but you get to open a ton and you just have an open fold range, but you pick up a lot of chips just by opening, because they fold.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you just wanna make his life miserable at this point, because he can't do much to you. And you can end his tournament preemptively.
Are you running the ace-3 camp?
Running it, I'm setting it up.
I run it in Icemizer.
This is like a quintessential, like, this is a perfect hand to be like raising, because it's got very poor equity realization, so you don't wanna call it. It's got the ace blocker, which is blocking, Dr. Nuts' calling range.
Jam, jam, jam.
I don't like the
It's-
jam here, just because like when we do get caught, we're gonna get owned. But I do like the 3-bet fold to a
Yeah.
jam.
I like the 3-bet.
I agree with that. I think that's fine. I might actually go even larger.
Surely we're not ripping 35 bigs into this guy. I know
I'm
it's
pretty sure I'm
massive
raising to
ICM,
like
but
9 here.
You guys want to see Icemizer
My
on
argument,
this?
my argument on this, by the way, is that the 35 bigs is what helps us do this.
Yeah, for sure. His 35 bigs is gonna actually probably push your raise sizes to the larger end. I wouldn't be surprised if it's jamming this very frequently, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's jamming.
is it? Wow.
Wreak havoc
You're
at the dogs of war.
It's gonna jam it's jamming, it's not fucking around.
It's
Good.
jamming all aces.
No,
No, your worst ones. It's about equity realization. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
like, it's just a shit hand post flops. And,
I
it's
gotta stop playing games.
Okay, are we seeing that? Do you have the matrix?
Yeah,
What do you mean? What do you mean, Ken? You need to be shipping that more as
yeah,
well.
I think I'm playing too many games with these, 4-bet bluffs fold, cause then I just, it's not good, I guess.
Yeah, you
guess-
gotta rip it.
Mm-hmm.
These
Oh.
are all ins, my friend. Oh ho.
all you can eat. Look how much HRC, it's even taken all the kings. Like, this is wider than I would be showing.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. I'm not reading this chart
The
properly.
greens are
Green
jams.
is all in.
Oh, the greens are jams.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Did we give it a
Oh.
non-all-in 3-bet size?
Yeah,
huh?
Yep.
no.
Just because we got him covered, isn't it? That's the bottom line.
Why is there 3-bet size 3.4 big blinds?
I think that might be a leftover from me making it do that, forcing it to do that, it could for the last hand. I thought that would have went away. Let me see what's set up here. And I
Well,
put
you
4
do it.
players max, so
While you're doing that, Ken,
Make it 8.
yeah,
hold on. This is, yeah, so we changed this. I wanna just get rid of this. Why is it? I forget what it was.
Just make it 3x or something
Three
like a
point
snake.
five plus 1, I think. Is correct. 3.5 X
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. You're-
1.0.
X. Okay.
no, no big blinds. Because
Oh,
3.5,
that's fine.
by the way, you had a 3.5x plus 1x, which is just a 4x, 4.5x. So the thing that's important here is not just that we have the bigger stack, Barry, it's that we have the bigger stack and there are 2 small stacks to our left. So the second they see us play, they want out. And-
Cancel this, Ken. It's not good because the 3-bet is still 3.5 big blinds. Oh no, it's 7 now. Alright, all good.
Yeah, this seems good.
Yeah, it's the combination of both of those. And you
Yeah,
don't
sure.
Yeah,
don't need 2 small blinds, 2 small stacks. We just need a small stack to our left.
So now it is like in the,
We just need a small stack
Okay.
on the table is all we need.
those small
Well-
stacks are gonna get out of this pot so quick. Just
Yeah.
because they're like, oh, I'm gonna
it's
get a free
jamming the
ladder.
suited and bluffing this.
Right. All right. There was a mistake the first time, right? So we're jamming the offsuit. Bluffing the offsuit with 3-bet and jamming the suited. Yeah. That makes sense.
I think the takeaway is you can take most of your suited wheels and do this with, and maybe choose like mixed frequencies with the trashy offsuit one.
Okay, so the green is the shove, the red is the
3-bet.
3-bet, purple is call.
Yeah,
Okay. It's still shoving ace 3. Although it's three.
Barely.
Smaller portion. It
think-
prefers to three bet small, but
It
look at this though, when it three bet small, it's losing money. When it goes all in, it's losing even more.
Yeah, it's losing. more.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't like the all in anyway for that stack depth.
It's not
With
the
that.
best play in the book.
No.
Well, it's been 4 hours, so I think we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna do another segment. If